What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming back. Italian rainbow cookies. Love them. When did you get in the store in the bakery? Probably been sitting around a few days. Not that great. Overpriced. Just make them at home. We're doing it today, right now. Alright, so to get these rainbow cookies going, we're going to take our almond paste and just break that up into our mixer so everything can incorporate easier. Make sure you get a quality almond paste. To that we'll add our sugar and a third of our softened butter. We'll let that incorporate. Roll the sides scrape down. And we'll add the rest of our butter. Sure, scrape down all the sides. I will add one egg yolk at a time. I will add our milk. Make sure you're using a whole milk. And our 2 teaspoons of almond extract. Very important ingredient for this recipe. Really want that extra almond flavor. Get that mixed. Now we'll gradually add in our flour. Start the mixer on low so the flour doesn't go everywhere. The rest of it. Now it's becoming a nice dough. Alright, set that aside. We'll whip our egg whites. Alright, we cleaned out our bowl. Now we'll whip our egg whites. Alright, we got our egg whites whipped. Now we can fold them with our batter. Alright, so we have our dough. Now we're going to divide it. We're going to divide it into 3 separate doughs. Alright, so we got our dough divided. We're going to take one portion of it and set it aside. We're not going to color that. And then we're going to take the other 2. We'll hit one with some red food coloring. Start with 6 drops. See how that looks. A little more than that. Another spatula, and we'll color our green. And if you haven't figured out yet, the colors represent the Italian flag for Italian rainbow cookies. I'm sure you figured that out, but I figured I'll just say it. So I have the oven set to 325. The 9x13 baking tray, greased and lined with parchment. We'll bake each layer. Alright, we'll do that for all 3 layers. Bake it 10 to 12 minutes until it's set. We have our green layer laid on top of some plastic wrap, enough to wrap all 3 layers when we're finished. So we're just going to line this with some seedless raspberry jam. I put this in the microwave for about 10 seconds to make it easier to spread. So now we have our uncolored layer on. We're going to put a layer of apricot preserves on that. Same thing, I put this in the microwave for 10 seconds, loosened it up. We'll spread it on. Some people like to put another layer of raspberry. I like the apricot. Alright, and that's done. Now we can get our final layer on. Got our apricot preserves, evenly coated our uncolored layer, get our final layer on. Alright, we're going to cover this up, we're going to press it, let it set in the fridge. Top. Weigh it down with some tomato cans. Put in the fridge for a few hours or overnight, and then we'll finish it up. Alright, so we've had our cookies pressed for a little over 4 hours. Took them off the tray, removed the plastic wrap, 1.25 cups of bittersweet chocolate chips, with 1/4 cup of cream, and 2 tablespoons of butter, and that'll help it from cracking. I like to use the bittersweet chocolate so it's not overly sweet, because you have a lot of sweetness obviously from the cookies themselves and the jam, so I think the bittersweet chocolate goes nice with that. So we'll go put this in the microwave 30-second intervals until it's melted, and then we'll coat it. So we have our chocolate melted. Now we can put it on the top layer of our cookies. Want to spread it out nice and even. Make sure we get it to all of the edges. Then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about a half hour or so until it's set, and then we'll be able to cut these up and finish off these rainbow cookies. So I removed our cookies from the fridge. Our chocolate's nice and set, and now we can cut them up. I like to get a piece of parchment paper for my hand so I don't get chocolate all over it. And first we'll cut off the edges so we could square it up a bit. This is great for topping of an ice cream or just a snack on like this. And then we'll cut it into about 1-inch strips. You can make them bigger if you like or smaller. I feel this is the perfect size. You can see how easily our knife cuts through the chocolate since we added the butter and the cream. That looks really nice. And then we'll just cut them into nice squares. That's a perfect homemade Italian rainbow cookie. I'll just cut the rest of these up just like that. Please like the video, guys. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate you watching. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. We put out new videos every week. And we'll see you next time.